can't do small talk. I am so bad at it. I'm a total grandpa at heart. I'm not growing that fast and that can be very discouraging. I really want to empower women through fashion. I sometimes change like in the middle of the streets. What's one thing about me that might surprise you? Stick around to find out. Hey, I'm Chloe, and if you love fashion and casual chic style, you're in the right place. But today I thought we could get cozy and I'm gonna share a little bit more about myself and the girl behind those fashion videos so we can connect beyond that. I'm just gonna chit chat about me first, but not for too long because I don't want to bore you too much. And then I'm gonna finish off the video by answering your questions. I posted an Instagram story about 2 weeks ago asking you to ask me questions about myself, about anything you wanted to know, and I got a few, so I'll be happy to answer them today. But first, here are just some quick facts about me to start off. I'm 32 and I live in Montreal, Canada, so my first language is actually French. You might have noticed with my accent, mais allô à tout le monde qui me regarde du Québec, est-ce que je devrais faire des vidéos en français aussi? I am of Chinese origin, but I was born here and always lived here, even though sometimes I dream about living someplace where we don't have brutal winters like we do. Like, snow during Christmas is truly magical, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade it, but living in that kind of weather for like 3-4 months is a whole other story. I love traveling, like most of us really, but my favorite place is definitely Europe. Although I've never been to Asia yet, and that's something that really interests me. It's just that like super long travel that kind of scares me. I really don't like airplanes and long travels. Like even when I go to Europe, after 6 hours, I'm starting to feel like kind of weird because I can't sleep at all. So yeah, red-eye flights really kills me. But definitely on my bucket list to visit Asia, especially Japan. It looks amazing. I currently work in tech, in communications, so most of my days I spend writing emails or newsletters or in meetings when I'm not creating content for you. I'm a huge introvert and that surprises most people I meet because, well, first of all the content I make on YouTube and Instagram, but also I don't appear like a shy person, and people often mix the two things up. Like, I am really not shy, I'm gonna talk to you and I'm gonna make a fool of myself and do crazy things, but I just need my me time to recharge. I still love connecting with people through my content and social media. I even met in real life some girls I connected with on Instagram, and that's always a super nice feeling. However, I can't do small talk. I am so bad at it. I kind of freeze and I don't know what to say, and I'm just like in my head about it, and like the more time passes, the more I feel awkward, so it's really terrible. I'm definitely a type A person. Like, I am a huge over-organizer, overachiever. I want to do everything perfectly. I'm ambitious, sometimes a little bit too much. However, I do manage my stress well, so I don't seem like all over the place. I'm rather calm. But you should see when I organize like my content or even travels or a party or something, like everything is super detailed in like Excel sheets and planners. But yeah, that's my way of doing it because I like things to be tidy. I like being active, so I work out like 3 times a week. I wouldn't say that I love working out, like I don't feel any pleasure at the gym, but I definitely love how it makes me feel and being in shape and just be healthy in general, you know? So that's the price to pay. But I always try to make things interesting so I don't feel bored, like challenging myself, mixing up my routine or get into gym classes. That way I stay a little bit more motivated even though I don't love working out. Also, cute gym fits really helps. Finally, I'm a total grandpa at heart. I'm a big homebody. I love spending my Friday nights by myself with a tea and a puzzle and going to bed at 10:30. You don't even know how satisfying it is for me. And I also love to bake. I did a lot of this during COVID and experimented with a lot of recipes. It's so fun to bake for your friends and family on special occasions. So that's a hobby I have. And I even used to crochet crochet. Like, I don't know if you see those pillow covers behind me, but I made that in crochet like a few years ago. I don't have that much time anymore, so I kind of stopped, but it was really fun. I loved it. But okay, now enough with the facts, and let me tell you a little bit more about my story and my journey here as a content creator. So I started creating fashion content more seriously like a little bit more than 2 years ago in September 2022. That's because during COVID, I spent a lot of time on social media, like a lot of us, I guess. But before that, I was barely on social media. Like, I would post, I think, 2-3 times a year on Instagram. But because we had so much time during the pandemic, I downloaded TikTok, I started scrolling on Instagram, I started watching YouTube videos, and it was a black hole at that point. And I was seeing a lot of girls with no prior experience posting on social media, like photos and videos, because we had a lot of time, and I was really enjoying consuming all of this. But at one point I was like, this looks so fun and I want to have pretty pictures of me too, so why not try? So during summer of 2022, I decided to kind of go out and just try taking photos, some videos. I didn't have like any experience in this. I even hated having my photo taken before, so it was a whole new experience for me. I didn't know how to pose. I was feeling super awkward. I was not shooting in public places. I began shooting at home first because I was more comfortable there, but when I started going outside, I would find like spots super far away with no one there, so I could be just by myself. And with a lot of practice, I started feeling a little bit less awkward in front of cameras and starting to know like a few poses. So then I started posting these photos on Instagram, definitely not consistently, just when I was satisfied with the result. And I was not trying to gain followers or be an influencer. I was just trying to get out of my head a little bit. So I was testing the waters. And see, that's definitely my type bait. I was like coming through this because I didn't want to post if it wasn't like perfect to me. And then when I was satisfied with my content, I started posting more regularly on Instagram and starting to look for followers and following other girls to really get things started. Then when I was comfortable on Instagram, I decided to shoot my shot on YouTube too. It was definitely harder. I wasn't used to talk in front of the camera or even just like talk by myself. I kind of feel weirded out at first, but with practice you get used to it. And I love YouTube because it gives you the chance to touch on subjects that you don't necessarily have time to on Instagram. Like, I can't give proper fashion tips or advice on Instagram because it's more like quick content or photos, you know? So with YouTube, I have more time to create some other kind of content that I really like. So that was pretty much the how I started, and now the why. During the pandemic, I had a lot of time to reflect on myself and where I'm at, and I was definitely lacking that kind of passion or not doing something that drives me, you know? And I was kind of looking for something that excites me and gave like more meaning to my life and what I do. So I tried creating fashion content for social media and I just fell in love with it. My fashion style evolved a lot throughout the years, but I've always loved girly and feminine looks, so that's a common thread that followed me. What really drives my passion for fashion and creating content for you and helping you out with outfit ideas or styling tips is that I really want to empower women through fashion. It might be silly, but a good outfit always makes me feel confident and like I could take over the world. I feel like it helps having that boost of self-confidence because when you feel good on the outside, it definitely helps you feeling good in the inside too. At least for me, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. So let me ask you, does fashion impact your daily life? And if so, how? My main mission is really to help you and show you that it doesn't have to be complicated to put together nice outfits daily and that you don't need to spend excessively to have a nice wardrobe. That's why most of my videos are about how to make the most of your wardrobe and reuse the staple pieces you have. So creating content is a lot of fun and I love it. I'm not gonna stop anytime soon, but there are some hard parts that not a lot of people talk about. Like, I currently have very limited free time because I have a full-time job and I also do create content. Most of my weekends or even evenings are for shooting content or editing, so I gotta hustle. And my brain is just like constantly on the go. When you're really passionate about something, you just kind of always think about it. I always have like an idea, or when I go somewhere and I see something that makes me think about something, I would take my phone and just write it down. So you're kind of always like working. And the hardest part is that even though you put a lot of time and energy on your content, well, most people don't see results overnight, like myself. For the past year, especially on Instagram, I haven't grown like almost at all. I'm even like losing followers or losing engagement, and it's really discouraging. It's a little bit better on YouTube. I see progress like slowly but steady, so that's fun. And it's even harder when you like compare yourself to others. Like, I followed girls that started maybe at the same time as me, like 2 years ago, and now some of them have like tens of thousands of followers or even 100,000 of followers, and I'm not growing that fast, and that can be very discouraging. But if you're really passionate about creating content and maybe want to make a living out of it, you need to just keep going. That's the only secret, and not let these things discourage you, because if you keep going, you will see results. But I'm still super grateful because in the past year, even though I haven't grown that much on social media, I had a lot of brand deals opportunity and just PR gifts, and I'm so grateful for just the whole experience. Overall, it's just like a really fun learning opportunity. Like, I learned a lot about editing and being in front and behind a camera, even shooting gear. I had to learn a lot, but I'm super happy to have a new skill set on hand now. And while creating content, I also just collect nice memories and fun stories. I think the most funny ones or even embarrassing ones are when you shoot in public. Like I said, at first I really felt awkward shooting around other people. Now I don't think too much about it, like I don't mind, but I still feel kind of shy shooting vlogs in public. Like, I would not feel comfortable going into a coffee shop and just like vlog like this with you. No, I'm not there yet. And funny behind the scenes stories, if you ever watch some of my travel vlogs I have on my channel, you'll see that throughout the video, even if it's the same day, I have different outfits. That's because I'm managing YouTube and Instagram at the same time, and I want to make the most of like my trip. So throughout the day, I would change outfits to be able to shoot multiple ones at different locations. It's always funny when it's like time to change and I have to get creative to find a place to change. Most of the time, if it's midday, well, I would just go to a restaurant and I'd change in the bathroom. But when it's like in the middle of the day, in the middle of the street, I have to get creative. I sometimes change like in the middle of the streets, like a little alley where no one would see me, or even in fitting rooms of stores where I would like fake to try on a piece and just change my outfit. But these are always funny moments. So if you ever watched one of my travel vlogs, well, just think about me running around finding some place to change. Okay, so now it's time to answer your questions, and I must admit you were pretty reasonable. I didn't have like any weird one or super intrusive one, so thank you for that. So the first one is, when did you start getting into fashion? Honestly, when I was 10, I think. It was not the same thing at the time, of course, but I remember clearly being with my friends and already talking about like the most popular stores or brand, or go shopping with my friends at the mall. And even then, I wanted to wear the most popular brands, the most trendy stuff, and from there it just kind of evolved with time. But my love for fashion was always there, always a part of me. That's why when I started creating content, I didn't have any doubt about the topic I wanted to go for, and that's fashion. So next one, what are your favorite fashion brands? I have a few where I love to shop at, like Aritzia, Zara, H&M, Abercrombie, and Hollister. I also love shopping at Winners and Marshalls because you can find some gems there for like half the price. So it's often my first stop when I'm looking for a piece because you will find like a lot of brand there. I also love Steve Madden for shoes. You should see my closet. I bought so many shoes and boots from them. Like at one point, please Steve Madden, you should totally sponsor me because I'm already doing a lot of marketing for you. We also just got our first mango store in Montreal, so I'm super excited about that. I will probably start shopping there a little bit more. I love all their styles and it's pretty good quality. And also I learned to love thrifting. Like it takes some time to find things and you have to go often, but honestly, when you find that piece and that you see that it's only $5, I don't know if it's just me, but it's like so satisfying. I found super nice as new pieces from like Aritzia and stuff while thrifting, so it's really worth it. So the next one is a funny one actually from my friend. So what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? From her most recent albums, I think Anti-Hero is the one that I listen the most. But the one that I listen a lot, especially when I was a teen, is definitely You Belong With Me. I blast this song like over and over in the car, in my room, everywhere. It was just like my song. Another fun one here, what's your coffee order? I'm actually more of a tea girl. I drink 4 teas a day, like dark tea and green tea. I love it. But when I do have coffee, I love lattes, especially vanilla ones. And I also love having seasonal drinks sometimes, like when it's fall or the holidays at Starbucks. All right, so next one, what do you like to do to relax and unwind? After work, I really like just watching shows like TV series or just doing puzzles during winter. When I do have time to relax and enjoy myself, I just want to turn my brain off. So that's why I love watching series because I don't need to think about anything else. And my guilty pleasure is definitely all these Netflix TV realities like Love is Blind. Oh my god. I'm not a big fan of reality TV, but the most recent one from Netflix just had like fun concept that I love watching. So next one, do you wish to do content creation full-time? Well, who wouldn't want to live off of their passion really? So of course, yes, it's a dream. I'm really far from it right now, but I'm working hard because I really love it, and if I could do this full time, of course I would do it. Where do you get your inspiration for your content and outfits? Mostly scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. For content specifically, sometimes I will find like fun videos I'd like to create or just mix and match some concepts and make it my own. That's always fun to do. And for the outfits as such, I love scrolling Pinterest. I think I get most of my inspiration there. Once again, sometimes I would just recreate an exact outfit, but sometimes I would just twist it and make it my own or like mix and match. Or honestly, I would just open my wardrobe and put pieces together that I think will match. Sometimes it's chaotic, and this is the worst, like when something in your head looks really nice but once on you it looks terrible. It happens to me. But yeah, also when I would scroll Instagram and I would see outfits that I really like, I would save it in a folder so I can come back to it after. How do you stay so consistent and motivated with your content? Honestly, I think it's more discipline than motivation. It's similar than when you work out. Honestly, some days you won't feel like it, you won't want to do it, but you just have to get up and do it anyways, because you will be thankful you did it afterwards. And it's funny because I get that question or comment from time to time from girls on Instagram, because I started off with a lot of girls like 2 years ago. Some just let Instagram completely go or reduce their cadence because it is hard. It is so hard for real. But I almost never missed a day, I think, and I'm really proud of that. But yeah, just having discipline is the key. And last but not least, I kept one of my favorites for last. What's your dream collaboration? More realistically, I would say with some of the brands I named earlier that I love, so like Aritzia or Zara, I would definitely love to work with them. More unrealistically, of course, the dream would be to collaborate with designer brands like Chanel or Louis Vuitton, or even luxury travel. I would love to get paid to go stay at a luxury resort. So that's it for this video. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I'm not used to talk about me like that much, to be honest, because I always feel like people will not be interested, but I really want to connect with you on a more personal level. That's why I wanted to do this video today. Let me know if any of my fun facts surprised you, and I also want to know a little bit more about you, so please tell me your name, where you're from, how you discovered my channel or this video, and share something fun about yourself in the comments. I love reading you guys. I will see you really soon anyways in tomorrow's Vlogmas, so good night guys!